Hey guys, welcome back to Philip's Hot Rod Garage. Let's get some welding done tonight. All right guys, I've got to get this patch panel in place that we made in the last video. I'm just going to try to use a magnet to hold it in. We'll just go ahead and stick it to the magnet. Go ahead and put it into the car. Stick it in place. Fits up pretty well. We'll check it using the template that I made in the last video. Fit is perfect. I'm ready to get this welded. We've got a lot of wind and rain tonight, and these roll-up doors are rattling pretty good. That's what you're hearing in the background. Now, somebody called me today and asked me what I was going to do to weld up this void. The question was asked, if the metal's rusted that thin, how are you going to weld that up without the MIG welder just blowing it out? Well, the answer is I'm going to try to use this copper backer. This copper will give me something behind that void for the weld to weld against without just blowing through. This copper will serve two purposes. One, it will help to try to absorb some of the heat as the welding is taking place, and it stops the heat from blowing the panel out. And it will also give me something to weld against, so the backside of my weld will remain flat. So I'm going to go ahead and stick a piece of copper back there and just show you what it looks like. See, there's a void there that's got to be welded, and if I take this piece of copper and stick it behind here, you can see it in there. Now when the MIG welder goes in and welds that up, that'll make a nice weld. Now this is not going to be welded like you see people in videos just stacking dimes. That's not what's gonna happen here. This is not gonna be welded up in a way that it's gonna be beautiful. It's all gonna be ground off. The intent and purpose for this tonight is just to weld that gap completely up, make sure it's got plenty of weld in it so that when I grind it down, it looks like factory. All right, let's get the welding done. We've got to have a ground. Okay, I'm about halfway done with the welding. I went ahead and cleaned it with a wire brush so you can see how it looks. Let's get it finished. And that's it, the welding is done. I think it turned out great. Now I'm ready to get started with the grinder. I've got a angle grinder with a 2-inch arbor on it. I've got a 40 grit disc on it. I'm gonna use that to try to get most of the area with it. Then I'm gonna have to switch over to this straight grinder. And I have a set here of various different sizes of carbide burrs. I should be able to find one of these that'll get down in here and make a really nice corner down this area the same way it was from the factory. I should be able to get it looking good. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna show you a trick, guys. I actually like, on the back side of my grinding disc, I actually like to use a cutoff wheel. Place it on the back side of the grinding disc. When I put it onto my grinder, the cutoff wheel on the back side gives me something to grind with in an area where it's hard to get to with the front side of the disc. I can turn it and use that cutoff wheel to grind a little bit. Plus, having that cutoff wheel allows you to grind with the edge of the grinder, and it also helps support the edge of your grinding disc to keep it from being so flimsy, so that you can bear down some pressure when you're grinding. Just a little tip for you there. About all I can do with that grinder. So now let's switch over to this grinder with the carbide burr. See which one I want to use first. I'll start with this one. This is not a very fast process. It's coming out very nicely. Have to take your time with it. That's starting to look really good. I think somebody else probably could have done this better, but they didn't show up to help me tonight. So I got no choice but to finish it. I think now I'm going to switch to a different carbide burr. Let's change to one that has a little bit sharper point. Let's change to one that I can get down in that corner a little bit better. This is the sharpest one that I have. It'll get down in that corner and get that corner nice and tight like it was from the factory. there we go. It's done. I have the right shape. Have a nice tight corner. Carbide burrs did a great job getting this corner correct. This area turned out solid. I'm very happy with the progress that I'm making on this car. All right, guys, that wraps it up for another night at Phillips Hot Rod Garage. It's raining. I'm covered in metal shavings. It's been a long night, but I've got this rust repair on this cowl post done. I'm extremely happy. So join with me next time. We're going to weld in this section of sup rail. I'm going to try to get it all lined up, try to get it welded in the next video. Just like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I look forward to talking to you. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good one.